Lecturer and fellow student, we are going to explain our article. The title is Issue in Written Church History in Indonesia. We are from Group 13 and this is our member. We hope you guys can hear and understand well. Thank you.
Hello. Now I will be presentation about issues in writing church history in Indonesia. First, I will introduce why the writer writing the issues in writing church history in Indonesia. Actually, the writer, he are not a historian, but when he are became to Dean of Duta Wacana Theological Seminary, he saw that many students do not know of their church history. So the writer can give attention to many students. So we must know about their history. Church be present.
Okay, my friends, I will explain about the meaning of church history. In the early 1918, comedy Lauren M. Yoder applauded a Church of Maria. Okay, friends, the meaning is some of its members do not tell exactly what happened. Something that it is impossible to tell exactly what happened. However, some committee members understand the history of the church, which is only a narrative of past event. It is impossible to tell the event exactly as they happen. Those who think like this have been embarrassed by many people. If telling an ancient event, it is an impossible thing, and even more impossible if everyone has to accept it. If history is not understood as an imaginative reconstruction and critical analysis of social change in the long term, historical writing in Indonesian cannot develop. Okay, next slide. In the survey of the development of the Javanese Mennonite Church, many asked the origin the church. The church was the emergence of the Dutch Mennonite Mission Council, which resulted in the emergence of the church. We must not ignore the fact that the Javanese Mennonite Church emerged from the work of the Dutch Mennonite Mission Council. This is the same as the history of Indonesia in the 19th and early 20th centuries. John R. Smale argued that it was necessary to write Indonesian history, but in the year 1960, historical writing with a national character emerged rather than regional historical writing that paid attention to the cultural identity of the nation. We must not ignore the fact that the Javanese Mennonite Church emerged from the work of the Dutch Mennonite Mission Council.
From Eurocentric history to local and regional history, emergence of the East Asian Conference of Church gave birth to the native to communicating the gospel, writing the story of the church in Asia, including Indonesia. Among Indonesian historians, Taufik Abdullah has campaigned local history as a method of writing history. He does not reject the universal character of history but seeks to show that an historical writing is colored by the indigenous culture and must be related to the particularity of the people, i.e. their surroundings and culture.
Okay, next, source problem or writing history of the Indonesian church, which includes the communal aspect of the people. There are three things raised in this issue, namely, 1. There was difficult in reconstruction past even because there was no major civilization at the time that could store documents from the past. 2. In seeking information about the story, you must go directly to the expert because the only valid source for a research is something that comes from the expert. Writing material produced by an expert and or official documents. If this ID is used as a standard from writing history, we will be able to adequately write people's history ourselves. 3. There is a wealth of information about the involvement of local communities in supporting church life. However, it is done orally from generation to generation. Therefore, oral information must be recognized as a valuable and valid source.
And now we are on conclusion. The church is formed from all process of community cultural adjustment, same as in the establishment of the Japanese Mennonite Church. Mennonite Church is a group of Protestant Christian church belonging to the Anabaptist Church group, namely church that reject the baptism of children and only recognize the baptism of adults who have declared their faith. The Japanese Mennonite Church emerged from the work of Dutch Mennonite Mission Council. And the writing of the history of Japanese Christian Mennonite Church, written through interpretive data collected or complete only by a journalist, there is a wealth of information about the involvement of local community in the supporting church life. But it is done orally from generation to generation. There's not many texts that tell about history of church Indonesia. Mostly every memory or information is recorded in the memory of elder research. Here we have to stimulate the motivation of young people to increase their motivation in finding information on the development of Indonesian Mennonite history writing, so that history does not disappear and vanish by time. Thank you.